Greetings, everyone, and I welcome you all back to even more of my adventures in Dragon Age Inquisition with my elf Ariel. So, last time we have done a lot of talking, we got a bunch of new quests from our companions, and we actually managed to completely explore one area in one go, which I am super happy about. So, like, I was thinking how I should balance things out, since I don't want to do, like, all of the side stories first and do the main story until there's nothing left to do. No, I'm leaning more like the balance. Do some of the side stories and then do the main quest. So, currently, my plan would be, I promise, today we will do one more day of talking and exploring one last area that was remaining on my map, like before I got into the Haven, the Forbidden Oasis. Yeah, like as you can see, I got some new areas unlocked, which I did through the table by using power. So there are only like two power acquiring quests left to unlock, which I would of course do the later one. So today my plan is once again sweep around the area and talk with everyone. Hopefully it will be faster than the last time. And today we will be discovering the Forbidden Oasis, which is on the Orlais part, which should be interesting. And without any other ado, let us actually get straight to it. And yeah, once again, let's be hopeful it is not as lengthy as it was last time. As much as I like talking with companions, I don't want it to be the entire session, if you know what I mean. Yeah, she calmed down.
Cassandra's calmed down. I think you can take your hand off your crossbow.
Define calm down for me in terms of who or what she's punching right now. I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
Hmm. Yeah, just talk to her. Get your ties together.
I bet Cassandra regrets how things went back there. You should talk to her.
I appreciate that you're trying to keep the peace, but things between me and the Seeker are as good as they'll get. I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
Yeah, what is he?
You said he was a Darkspawn or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either. He's definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that. He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
Well, we will definitely need the battle plan, that's for sure.
We'll talk to this warden friend of Hawk's and draft a plan to kill this Darkspawn.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt. It makes me wonder. I thought the wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
So, how did you find the prison?
How did you and Hawk even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawk. He actually got control of an entire Carter clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit. We tracked the Carter to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawk's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
Well, I'm sure we'll find a way to kill him.
There has to be a way to defeat Corypheus. We'll find it, don't worry.
I hope you're right. Maker's breath, what have I let loose?
Well, I think you're confused.
Brutally murdered is not really the same as unleashed upon the world, Varric.
In this case, it might be. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Quite talkative today, aren't you, Varric?
Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
Personal...
Can I ask you something, Varric?
You want to talk about me? I'm flattered. Also inclined toward extravagant lies.
No?
Thanks, Varric.
No problem. I've got a minute if you need something.
Anything else
What are your
on this
thoughts
part?
on the Inquisition?
If there's anybody out there who hasn't joined the Inquisition, they're hiding. Did you want to take over for Eldon? I think we might be able to conquer it just by looking east.
How do you think Josephine is handling the job?
If this Inquisition thing doesn't work out, I may hire her to deal with the Merchants Guild. She'd own them before breakfast.
That's good to know. And Colin? Yeah, I know you met him
What
before.
do you think of a...
Find him a war or something.
Yeah.
If he spends any more time in the yard...
Good to know.
Back to work, then.
Alright, I believe that that actually would be it for Varric this time around. Alright, I gotta find a way up there. Nothing new, Liliana?
At your service, my lord.
Okay, back to work.
I'll leave you to your work.
Okay, that's the thing to examine. One day, guys, I promise, one day we will definitely figure out how to orient in that thing. What I'm trying to get to the Vivian is just that I'm trying to recall which door I need to use to go up. Okay, this is actually much simpler than I thought it would be. So Vivian, anything?
Yes?
Tell me about yourself a bit.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Did we talk about it before?
I'm curious how a circle mage winds up at court here.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of... I caught the eye of Duke Bast. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
So I
You're
think
married.
we've talked about
Marriage
it.
is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
What does his wife think, though?
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, poor dear.
Well, I believe that would be it, and if I actually skip this dialogue without realizing it wasn't something we were talking before, I am sorry about that. Okay, Liliana, we got Liliana, just a quick update to see if Solas has anything interesting to say. About Corypheus,
Need to know
maybe?
more about Corypheus. We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhall. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
Well, I'll ask them too.
Oh, I'll take advice from just about anyone right now.
I'm flattered. I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
Yeah, the orb.
I'd like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I suspect the blast to destroy the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
So the orb is Elven?
You said that you believe the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Devinter mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one assumes. Nothing in any law connects my people to the old god dragons who became archdemons.
Interesting. So, what is this power base?
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Devinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the blight. The rest may come from the orb he carries.
And what will be next about
What do you
it?
think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
You certain?
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
You know, let's just take it
I'd like to hear
all
more about
out.
what you saw in your exploration of the Fade.
I would be happy to share it with you.
We've talked
Tell
about
me
it
about the old
before,
memories you
didn't
found in
we?
the Fade.
I saw a dwarf emerge into the light of day and shield his eyes against the sun.
I know, it's
First time
different.
he'd seen it, the tears were streaming from his eyes. I thought them from the blazing light, until I saw the rock he held so tightly. Then he laid the rock down gently, and he left it as he walked away.
And all ruins?
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found an ancient dwarven thaig no longer sheltered by the stone. An earthquake had exposed it all to daylight. 1,000 dwarven corpses lay, the victims of a dark-spawn horde. Their last stand marked by one great ring of armor. In the middle, one small body, clutching tightly to a small stuffed toy.
Interesting. And
Tell me about a
spirit?
spirit you encountered.
The Alamari crossed the Frostback Mountains to escape a beast they called the Shadow Goddess in their story. I met the spirit that they fled. She walks the Fade along the southern tundra, weeping lonely and forgotten. Great Ferelden formed because a lonely spirit drove her prey away.
Interesting.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Now I actually am finding him interesting to talk to.
Inquisitor.
Like, I'm curious how the dialogue system here works. Like, will it fade away?
I need to know more about
You shamed him. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He will return to his plans to throw Olay into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
Okay.
I would be happy to share it with you.
Anything new?
Tell me about the old ruins you explored.
I found in the Kokari wilds a humble cottage far removed from any of the simple chastened.
I see, so he
Trees
still
and
have
weeds
more
had not
about
reclaimed
it.
the home, nor did the chastened dare to come and steal the trinkets still remaining. It was empty, long abandoned, but the world feared that she might return.
Okay, I promise, let's make it the last batch we'll talk about him. So he pretty much is the Liliana from the Dragon Age Origins when it comes to stories and whatnot.
Tell me about a spirit you encountered.
I found an ancient spirit who had once been undisputed king of almost every land I had discovered. Like pride or rage, it was the Fade's reflection of a feeling. When I asked which one it was, the spirit faltered. They've forgotten, said the spirit. There remains no word for what I was.
And the memories?
Tell me about the old memories you found in the Fade.
I saw a young Canary working in a simple kitchen, baking bread as she was ordered every morning. In every loaf she broke the rules. She'd take a pinch of sugar and fold it into the center, like a secret. And this act of small rebellion brought a shining smile across her face.
I see.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Yeah, you know a lot. Like, you really are the Liliana of this place. You got a bunch of stories to tell. Alright, so we took care of pretty much everyone in the castle. Well, when I'm saying taking care of, I mean talked enough, and looks like Solos is gonna and I are gonna be good buddies.
Something on your mind?
Yeah, what do you know about the Corypheus?
How much do you know about Corypheus?
Not much. I always thought the stories of magisters corrupting the Golden City were just that. Stories. I didn't expect them to be true, and I certainly didn't expect to find one of them still alive.
Yeah, don't you find it odd that Corypheus lives?
Corypheus stopped being human a long time ago. Darkspawn don't have human lifespans, do they?
No, I suppose they don't. They're unnatural and sustained by evil. It's been thousands of years. You'd think the Wardens would have managed to kill the first Darkspawn by now.
And you think there are anyone else like him?
Do you know if there are more Darkspawn like Corypheus?
I don't know. I'm not sure any Warden knows.
Why don't you know then?
Don't the Grey Wardens know everything about Darkspawn?
You don't have to know how a Darkspawn came to be in order to kill it. We're soldiers, not historians. And the world would be better off if people focused on defeating evil rather than explaining how it came to be.
Well, I believe that should be enough.
Let's discuss something else.
I think we're good for now.
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Oh, and that actually reminded me, guys. Last time you probably could tell there was a little breaking point, but it was because primarily the last bit got corrupted, so you didn't really miss much from the last time. Like after I reloaded, I pretty much did the same conversation. The only thing I did differently was, instead of imprisoning this goat guy, I turned him into the exile, into the T-Winter, and apparently everyone greatly appreciated it, so I am quite good with that. So all I have left here really is, yeah, I done talking with all these people, so I'll pretty much do the last sweeping with Cassandra, Sarah, Iron Bull, and Cole, and hopefully that would be the last batch of talking. And we can concentrate more on the actual exploring. So I'll see you guys in a bit.